see this watch right here.
Okay, yeah.
Come close into this watch. My broski got me this watch for my 30th birthday.
Big up.
Everyone watching right now, yeah? Get yourself a watch as well so you know what time it is.
You know what it is? What time is it?
DIY Emos.
Yeah, yo. Okay.
What? Sunday Best. We're taking over the world.
Okay.
£1 million.
We're going to play a show on Sunday.
We're going to get rich and fucked up.
Yeah, we're being too serious with the whole thing, okay?
Yeah,
Let's something weird.
We're going to have 5 separate dressing rooms,
like that, okay.
5 limos. We're going to have giant pointy shoes. We're going to play
Big
our
up,
headline show in suits. Yeah.
Taking over the world, mate.
Hell yeah, baby.
The takeover is on. The takeover is on.
One borough of
Sunday
London
best
at a
day.
time, baby.
Sunday best day.
The home county.
And this is a band that's been going for about a year now.
Year and a half.
And I was confident, and I'm really confident in this band just because growing up listening to emo, there was no black kids in emo, but also even if there were, it was always just straight emo, and it wasn't mixing the other genres into it. Apart from obviously there's Skin Dread and other bands in the scene, but I never felt represented fully. So with this band, I would have loved this band when I was 13. That's why I'm so confident in it, because it's I'm making the younger version of me proud, and I want kids to come to the shows and be fuck yeah, I can do that. So that's why I'm so solid on the sound.
In terms of my outlook and my background, and I didn't always feel when we were going to shows and people the other people in my band would have my back, but getting to do this again is one thing, and that's a blessing in and of itself. But getting to do this with Richard, but then also Alfie and Jack, who kind of understand where we're coming from, and they share kind of our passion and our politics and that kind of thing. Draws from at the drive-in, bands like Title Fight, bands like Deftones, kind of all over the shop. But then it also draws from kind of you're quite into African music.
That's one of the biggest things I think for us as a band was, I think when we first met, one of the main reasons I was I want to join you guys and sort of play guitar for this was we were talking so much about Fela Kuti, a bunch of reggae. I think, just as much as I think we bonded over the bands At the Drive-In, Title Fight, all that stuff, we also, I think me and you have spent multiple hours talking about Brazilian jazz funk.
Oh, 100%.
This is what I think, even if it's not as heard as explicitly as the sort of the emo and the post-hardcore influences, I think it's definitely there in the rhythms. I think we've all, as a band, been very conscious to try and have a bit of a groove to us. And as much as we the breakdowns and stuff, I love that. You gotta move at the end of it. You gotta have a bit of a groove to yourself, you know what I mean?
It means people are very unsure what to do.
That's what I like.
Do I throw hands? Do I Dougie? What we doing? But I love that
do
about
both at the same time. Too.
Yeah, honestly, both.
You are fine. Feel free. Talk about a little bit. Sorry, I didn't even think I caught you. I didn't even notice you. I'm so sorry.
Gabe is here.
I was sorry. I wasn't.
Gabe, yeah.
Gabe is here. Gabe is a touring member of Sunday Best.
Gabe.
Shout out to Gabe.
Sorry, what is the question?
One place where you're gonna truly feel at home as like, you know, as an underrepresented person, like as a queer person, whatever it is in a DIY scene, because that's what it's sort of really formed of. That's the crux of it all.
After I found these guys, I mean, it was nice to come into a band where they kind of had their shit together basically. So I just had to drop in and figure out my place in the band. So it's been nice to get back sort of into the DIY scene and be playing pretty consistently, and now playing in places outside of London as well. That's been a lot of fun.
This is my journey, like? This is my local venue, like the New Crossing. I have been here so many times seeing like bands I love, everyone from kind of like the small punk bands to like bands like The Story So Far, bands like Every Time I Die. I've been kind of involved in the scene all throughout South London, through like, you know, back when DIY Space for London was a thing, in Peckham. Rest in peace. I miss DIY Space every day of my life.
Can you introduce that a little bit more?
So DIY Space for London was a warehouse behind the flats where you know, you could come and you can put on a show, and it didn't matter how much experience you had or like, you know, who you were. You could put on a show for cheap, you can run the bar yourself, you can put on workshops, and it was this amazing like community hub where, you know, a lot of bands, you know, bands like Charm Pit, Big Joni, that went on to do like great things, came from that scene. And that was a scene I got involved in sort of kind of after I moved back to London from university. And you know, I was there kind of soaking it up. Then I joined the band and I got to play DIY Space once. Then the pandemic happened and it went away. And now kind of, you know, even though that's gone, those places kind of exist in little pockets all over London, you know, depending on, you just have to know where to look. And you know, I was not in a band for the longest time. I was trying to stay in the mix by like, you know, going to shows and hosting shows for people, doing stuff with Decolonise Fest, on which I'm the committee. That's the festival for which platforms punks of colour and people of colour in the alternative scene. And then, you know, I finally decided that I wanted a piece of it. So the idea was to start Sunday Best, and you know, it worked out so great in terms of like the lineup and the you know, the mixture of it has gone so brilliantly. And, you know, here we are now. It just came from like a fervent desire to be involved in the scene. I feel like at the part where I joined in, I got a taste of kind of being in the DIY scene, and then everything shut down again. So I am making up for those lost years now.
I was born on a few minutes down the road at Littleton Hospital with good to be home. So this song, if you're someone who likes punk, if you're someone who likes DIY, this song is for us. This song is for those of us who live in the margins of society that are constantly dealing with threats of elimination, constantly dealing with threats to our lives. But I'll tell you what, we're not gonna let those fuckers cross us out, are we? Hell no. So, this song is for us. And if you know what I mean when I say this song is for us, then this song is for you. It's called Margins.
Like a very like, I guess like a reserved background where like we just didn't go, like music wasn't a part of our lives growing up. So in my hometown we had a venue where I went to, like, I saw bands like Don Broco, and like that was my interest to music, but nothing like on the DIY space was always quite a lot bigger. And then I moved to London, and I realized that none of the people who were around me liked the music I liked. So I was on Discord with my friend Josh, big up Josh, and yeah, he was like, I was like talking about this show I saw. I was like, I should go, but I have no friends. And he was like, just go. So I went. I took a camera, and I saw a band called Yours Truly, who are from Australia. They're lovely. My voice is gone. These shows are done. But yeah, I saw a band, and I was like, oh, I really like music. I really like live music. I like taking photos. That's how I can find a space in this. Like, I can find a purpose in this space. Again, back to what I said earlier. Like, I'm always the only person of color in the room, which they're all lovely. But it's just the type of thing where you notice it. So that's why I've been so heavy on Sunday Best and being like, I want to formulate spaces and curate shows of people who believe in what I believe, and like it's just a space where everyone's like free to be themselves and not feel weird. But yeah, my interest to DIY just came from going to shows, and making friends like Gabe, who I met randomly through a friend called Saya from Marion Junkyard, and now we're homies, and like I consider you one of my best friends. And the DIY space is like, that's what's important in it. It's like, even aside from the music, it's what the people you bring together. Like this. Like, I wouldn't know these lovely people if it wasn't for DIY. Shows, but like the first two shows we had to kind of organize ourselves, and the shows that I want to be playing the most are shows that we're gonna have to organize ourselves, and it's not easy to like curate a safe space in this industry. There's a lot of bad people in this industry, and bands just aren't the best, but if you rely on other people to put you on, then that's the space you're going to be in. If you really want to be in a space where you feel safe and everyone around you feels safe, you're gonna have to make it yourself. So it's not easy, but like if you fight for it, it's definitely possible. Like bands like, I guess While She Sleeps, they've proven that like you can be independent, you can put your own shows on, you can do your own thing, and you can be successful. So it's definitely not an easy thing, but like if you fight for it, you can do it.